Breaking news from Hollis Hall. Kyler Gordon and TJ Edwards are trending toward a return. And the internal mood flipped from cautious to quietly confident right now before week 4. Not someday soon. Exclusive, timely, and exactly what this locker room needed after a bruising start. Reinforcements at 2 positions that change how we look on third down, how we disguise pressure, how we close halves, how we protect a late lead. No fluff, no rumor mill spin disses movement. Walk through participation, ramp up plans, and a path to getting back real snaps. And while we ride that momentum, there's a second headline you can't ignore. Jalen Johnson took the surgical route on that core issue and positioned himself to be back in the second half of the season. That's your captain of the back end choosing long-term availability over short-term band-aids. And it matters for December football. Welcome back to Bears News Fan Report. If you want the truth from the grass to the press room, tap subscribe, drop a like, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a single update this week. Let's talk football the way Chicago understands it. Straight, loud, and with receipts on Sundays. Here's the real. The Bears have been patching a secondary with duct tape, pride, and next man up grit. Tyrique Stevenson just put a grown man performance on tape after a rough patch. The rotation asked young legs to play like vets and vets to play like Pro Bowlers every snap. That's not sustainable over 17. Getting Kyler back isn't just about a name. It's about how his inside-out flexibility lets you match personnel without telegraphing coverage. Nickel looks look different with him. Route recognition looks different with him. The speed at the top of the route, the timing to the catch point different. You see it in how comfortable the safeties get, how the flat defender can squeeze a step sooner because he trusts the slot not to get crossed up by a pivot. That half second shows up on film as tight windows and on the scoreboard, as field goals instead of touchdowns. On the second level, TJ Edwards changes the temperature of the huddle. He's the guy who doesn't chase the ball, he finds the play. There's a difference. You felt the drop when we had to shuffle roles. Green dot communication gets a little noisier. The hook curl landmark drifts a yard, the bump on a crosser arrives a heartbeat late. Those are the hidden yards that turn a 3rd and 7 punt into a 3rd and 7 sideline tap-toe conversion. With TJ back in sync next to your other tone setter, everything tightens. The run fits feel cleaner, the interior stunt timing hits. The backs don't leak out for cheap first downs. And yes, I hear you. Soft tissue injuries are the worst kind of tease. You don't sprint through rehab. You don't prove toughness with a hamstring. The last thing this team needs is a restrain on the first drive. The plan the staff is cooking is exactly what grown teams do limited returns. Snap counts, ramping workload, no hero ball in week 4. The message is simple. The season is a marathon, not a flex. But let's not pretend the timing isn't massive. The Raiders matchup presents the exact type of opponent where a clean game on defense and a disciplined, surgical offense can bank a win and momentum going into the bye. That's not disrespect. That's a checklist. Tackle in space, eliminate freebies. When the middle 8 minutes around halftime, protect the football. Insert Kyler and TJ into that script, even at 60 to 70%, and the structure holds up a lot stronger. Meanwhile, Jalen, this is leadership. He felt the tug of maybe I can gut it out, and chose the route that gets him back, right when gains start separating contenders from math probability hopefuls. Core surgery is no joke, but the second half target means the room can count on a real return window, not week-to-week limbo. Picture the domino effect. Stevenson keeps stacking confidence. The youngsters bank live reps. Kyler stabilizes the slot and emergency outside duties. And then you plug arrested, locked in Jalen into a secondary that's been forged by adversity. December 3rd downs with a healthy Jalen look different. Red zone fades to the pylon look different. 2-minute drills look different. And don't forget the ripple into the pass rush. When coverage holds that extra beat, stunts pay off, edges finish, interior hands rise to bat balls. It's all connected. Now, big picture with the offense. Because every update on the defense flows into what Caleb Williams and this group can be week by week. With a more trustworthy back end, your offensive script doesn't have to chase. You can stay balanced. You can keep play action alive deep into the second quarter. You can let your young quarterback play point guard, not firefighter. That's when the timing roots snap, when the shot plays come from structure instead of desperation, when your backs hit 6-yard runs instead of fighting for 2s and 3s into stacked boxes. It's also when your line's confidence grows, because nothing helps protection like a defense that keeps you out of obvious pass downs. That's the hidden value of getting Kyler and TJ back. It's not just their tackles or PB us, it's the way they lower the temperature for everybody else. And look, I know our city. We're allergic to premature parades. We've seen injury optimism turn into game-time decision purgatory. That's why the detail matters here. Walkthrough presence isn't a victory lap, but it's the first necessary step. Active roster status is another tell. If the staff believed weeks, you'd see the bookkeeping move. You didn't. That's intent. That's a signal of proximity, not hope marketing. Give the staff credit for learning from early season mistakes across this league. The hamstring epidemic isn't unique to us, but our response can be. Earn the return. Respect the tissue. Use the bye as a runway. If that means a pitch count on Sunday, so be it. A limited Kyler who nails his leverage and communicates like a vet is still a significant upgrade. A pitch count TJ who aligns the front and kills 2 first-down runs is still a scoreboard impact. Meanwhile, the guys who have been holding the rope deserve their flowers. Stevenson put a rough day in the freezer and came back swinging. That's the league, man. Short memory and long fight. The young depth stepped in the bright lights and didn't blink. The safeties have been asked to be both erasers and tone setters. The front has eaten double teams and kept coming. That's how you build a culture that survives the weekly storm. And that's why the returns matter. They're plugs into a system that's already showing it has a backbone. On the coaching side, I love the incremental aggression creeping into the call sheet. You felt it against Dallas. Mix coverages. Live with calculated risk. Trust your corners to compete. With Kyler back, that menu expands. More dime looks when the situation calls for it. More confidence to heat the pocket on second and long. More disguise on early downs to bait a check down short of the sticks. And on offense, the complementary football gets clearer. If the defense trims 6 snaps off the opponent's ledger, that's 6 more for Caleb to spread around, 6 fewer gotta have it moments, 6 more chances to stay on schedule. That's how a young QB grows the right way. Mid-roll reminder, because you know I keep it real. If you're rocking with this community, hit that subscribe and share this video with the diehard in your life. The uncle who still tells Ditka stories. The neighbor who grills in the snow on game day. We're building something daily here, and your voice is part of it. Back to the nuts and bolts. The key on Sunday is discipline. Don't give the Raiders short fields. Cover kicks. Communicate on motion. Tackle the check down like it's a hot route. Offensively, stay patient, take the singles. Accept the punt when the drive stalls. Trust that your defense with reinforcements is going to hand you the ball back with better field position. If a shot play is there because the safety bit, absolutely let it rip. But this one feels like a 4-quarter accumulation game. Stack first downs, win field position, cash red zone trips with points. If that sounds like old school football, good. That's Chicago. Let the new talent play within that identity, not against it. My personal take? I'm not hanging a season on week 4, but I think this is where the arrow starts pointing up in a way everybody can feel. I want Kyler and TJ on a responsible pitch count. I want the staff to keep the plan stubborn, no panic, if the first 2 drives aren't fireworks. And I want special teams clean. Give Caleb a calm pocket and a credible run threat. Give the defense a couple of short yardage wins early, and watch the sideline body language flip. And Jalen, take the time. Come back when you can be you. This city will be loudest for you in December when it counts the most. That's how we make this thing real. Patience with purpose now, payoff later. Your turn, Bears fans. Would you play Kyler and TJ limited this week, or hold both until after the bye? Do you want the defense leaning heavier into dime with Kyler back, or keep the base and force the Raiders to beat you on the ground? And how are you feeling about Jalen's second-half timeline? Does that change the way you look at the stretch run? Drop your thoughts below, because this channel lives on what you see and what you feel. I'll be in the comments with you, and we'll revisit everything in our post-game live. Chicago, let's go handle business and keep this arrow moving north.